Hello. Happy Wednesday night. So, I'm back from earlier, back in the car, as usual. Um, so, I want to continue with my top things that I love or like about myself. Earlier today, I had a crazy crying spell, and again, apologize, but I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because obviously it was real feelings and it's a real situation, but I didn't mean to cry the whole video, so sorry. But anyway, so we're gonna just recap on what I was saying earlier. So earlier I was telling you in the recap, or in sorry, I should close this door. Sorry. Um, so the first thing I was telling you in the video was I like or I love my heart. So what I was meaning by that obviously was that I love how empathetic I can be. So I'm very empathetic to people's feelings. I'm very in tune to people's feelings. I try to, make sure I'm being in accordance to people's feelings. Now, has that worked all the time? No. Have I got burned a lot of times? Absolutely. But regardless, I do love my heart. I love where it places me in life. I feel like I'll I'll go to the ends of the earth for people. But that's to say that not everybody's gonna go to the ends of earth for you. And that's okay. Because, you know, people are not gonna play the same game you're playing. I just know I'm playing with a good heart. So that was my first thing that I was talking about earlier. Obviously, like you saw, I was just in my feelings earlier about the whole death of those two girls, my homeboy's nieces. And yeah, when I love you, I love you. When I hate you, I hate you. And I don't hate a lot of people. I just have very few. I have a few people in my life that if I ever saw them or that crossed my path, people that talk to me, I'm just like, no, no, no. My wife will tell you, I got my selected people that I just don't fuck with. They don't fuck with me, and I don't fuck with them. Anyway, so that's one. Two, what I was trying to say earlier, and I don't know if I used the right word, but what I was trying to say with all of the going through my memories and everything. I'm very reflective, and I think that's what makes me a good poet. I'm very reflective. I like my reflective nature because it allows me to be in tune to what's going on, and I'm very aware. I like, when I'm in a moment, I'm in the moment. Now, maybe I might drift off and think about something else, but for the most part, I'm in the moment. I'm very like in tune to what's going on within my airspace, if you will. So, with that being said, it makes for a good reflective person. I'm very aware. I'm very cautious or conscious of what's going on, whether it's a good moment, bad moment. I'm very just in tune to what's going on. Um, and my third thing was I'm very artistic. I love how artistic I am. I love the nature of the fact that I can, weave words. I love that, drawing. That was like my big thing when I was a kid. People used to tell me I used to be able to draw anything. I was able to just look at something and just and put it together. So, with that being said, those are my three things that I talked about earlier, and it ran almost 15 minutes, like I said, due to the crying bit. If you didn't see that video, check it out. It is getting released today alongside this video and alongside maybe another video that I didn't release. Um, and then now for the other things that I'm very, that I love about myself. Number 4, as you can see, I mean, I'm not showing you the whole fit, but you can check out my fit probably, on one of my pictures from my post. Um, I'm very stylish. Now that might sound very arrogant and it might sound very cocky, but I am. I am. Now, you might not be able to tell by a lot of different things and stuff because there's been times maybe certain things don't seem like it's going, or you like look and you're like, what's going on here, or what's this? A lot of the times I'm doing videos, I'm doing it in my workwear, but even in that I try to make sure I'm matching. I love like coordinating clothes and stuff. I have a specific thing that I do, and I actually ran into some interference on my way out tonight, because I do my little side hustles. But my wife stopped me at the door because she was like just in, super impressed by how I was dressed, and she was a little nervous too because she was like, "You're going out to go puffing, but you look like you're about to go out to a club." I said, "You've been with me for 13 years. You know how I get down. I'm very, stylish, and this is what I do." But then she says, "Well, you have your moments where you're basic." And I said, "I can't help that. My closet reflects that." I said, because a lot of times I wear stuff that's just, it's lined up in my closet. Oh, and I'll tell you about that. And matter of fact, I'll tell you in another video. I'm not going to waste the time about the closet thing. But she was just referring to how I went to my brother's baby shower, and she was just surprised like how I was dressed because I went in some sweats and a regular old t-shirt, but it was what was in my closet at that moment. And I mean, even that didn't look too shabby. It wasn't like I was wearing some old torn up shit. My shit was still clean and pressed and stuff. She just felt like I should have been dressed like how I'm dressed right now. And I said, well, it is what it is. I said, again, it's the character of the person that reflects, not, who the man is and stuff. The clothes don't make the man. The man is is the clothes are a reflection of the man's character. So that's all, I'll just stay on that, or that's all I'm going to say on that. But yeah, she gave me shit. She's like, "You look like you about to go out and do something." I'm guessing she probably thinks I'm about to go out here and lay up with some girl or something. But it's like, no, I'm going out here to hustle, and I'm also out here doing my postings. And not that I was doing this for the video. You see me in my videos. I done went from hoodies and hats and looking shabby and stuff to just to use what you're seeing right now. And I mean, this is just what I do and stuff when it calls for it. Now, I would say my other number 5, my other like about myself is just the simple fact that I have a good life. That I made good choices in life. So I guess I just say good decision making. Just to give you a little cap on me, recap. I'm a high school graduate. I went through all the stuff in school. I graduated with a diploma. I didn't get a GED. I'm very proud of that kind of stuff because I'll just tell you, I was very close to not graduating, and I fucking stepped my fucking game up and I graduated. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud to the fact that while I was in school, I did sports. I did, your urban leagues, your after school activities type stuff. I did all of that. I could say I was pretty much an ABC student. Some stuff I was good at, some stuff I wasn't, but it is what it is. Math was like my biggest trouble. I did college. I went to the military. I even took college courses while I was in high school and stuff too. So, I've worked most of my life. I've had the shittiest jobs. I've had the greatest of jobs. I've had, sales jobs. I've had, fast food jobs. I've had some nice vehicles. I've had some shabby vehicles. I've driven any kind of car you can. I ain't gonna say, well, and I can say that because I was a car salesman at one point. I guess I just like where I like my journey. I respect my journey. I love my journey in life because I just don't think there's too many people that could say they've done those kind of things and everything. I've been in the club life. I've gone out and I done frolicked with, different ones, women and everything else. I've been in the scariest situations, and I done been in some dope situations. I done politic with millionaires. I done been, in the streets with, homeless people, talking to them, whatever. I think I just didn't seen every facet of life, and for me, that's, something that I marvel in, because I think it makes me very, again, very reflective, very aware, very in tune to what's going on. So there's nothing that really gets past me. Nothing. Hardly. And number 6. I'm trying to think if there's really a number 6. I don't know if I have a number 6. I felt like I had something earlier, but it left me. But I'll just leave it at that. And the only reason why I'm doing this, you probably like, well, why do I care what you like about yourself or what you dislike about yourself? Really, this is just to give you introspective of me and why I could be very much I could be very critical on myself. Very critical. I could be very hard on myself. I guess just put it into perspective. I'm very much a perfectionist. A little bit of OCD in a sense. I want perfection. I don't like half-assing anything. I like to do things by detail and making sure it's right. However, as you can see that I've been doing with these videos, I've just been kind of like, just boom, boom. And the only reason why I can get away with that is just because I feel like these days I'm trying to be more purpose-driven. And that's the other, I guess that would be the other thing. What I do love about myself now as a man standing before you right now is that I'm more purpose-driven. I know what it is that I want to do in life. I want to help people, all while spreading my artistic beauty upon the world. I want to help people, but I also want to help myself and be as artistic as I could possibly be as most creative as I could possibly be. So I'm telling you all of this stuff because that way you can look inside yourself and you can say, hey, what do I like about myself? What do I hate about myself? And like I said in one of my video, I think it was yesterday. Yeah, it was yesterday. What I said in that video is like, it's okay to hate things about yourself. Just don't get in your feelings about it, because the minute you do that, you start becoming super critical. And then after that, you start breaking yourself down. And then the next thing you know, you want to unalive yourself. And I've been there. That's the other thing. I've been there. And I stepped out of it. So I want you guys I just want to show you guys how transparent I could possibly be. Because with the transparency, it gives you better engagement of who I am as a person. And like, okay, I could fuck with him because he ain't afraid to tell you what it is that he has a problem with. And he's not afraid to tell you how dope he thinks he is. I mean, it might be a little bit of a cocky confidence, and then it might even be a slight vulnerability in that. But I'm not cocky at all. I'm very confident in who I am as a person, but I'm also very humble, and I'm also very vulnerable, because I'll let you know in a minute that I'm sorry, and if I'm fucking up, and I'll let you know, if I made a mistake or whatever, if I judged something, prematurely. But that is it, guys. So again, like, comment, subscribe, and on to the next video. This is your boy RELL. I'm out. Peace.